My name is Larry Shelton. I've lost 30 pounds. Lance Lyle, who is actually the TD Nation Fitness Daddy guru, he's been a lifelong friend of mine. We knew each other in high school growing up, roommates in college, and I watched his journey from obesity and watched him get fit. And I'd gotten to a place in my life where I wasn't happy with myself because I had actually been pretty fit in my late 20s, and then family life hits, and before I know it, 35 pounds had crept on, and I just really needed to get back on track. And watching him and seeing his enthusiasm and what he was doing, I was like, I'm gonna try that and see if I can do it, because it was totally something different than I'd ever done before. I'd gotten into triathlons in my late 20s, and I really loved the sport, but when things went downhill with me, I just never saw myself getting back to that level again. And so lifting weights was never something I was interested in doing. And I knew he started with P90X, and I was just like, I'll try it and see what happens. And that's how it went down. So I contacted him online, and I think he was a little shocked at first because we hadn't talked in years. And I was like, I'm gonna do what you're doing. And he was like, come aboard, let's do it. And that's how it started. So my story is way different because, we have people in this group that need to lose 100, 200 pounds, and I was only like 35 pounds overweight. But I had big goals before we had kids, and you can't control the curveball life throws at you sometimes. And so my son was born premature. He was born not breathing. And just 2 months before, I had completed my first half Ironman, and the game plan was to keep going and do a full the following year. And life happens. You have to do what you have to do. And when he needed me to be there for him, that's where all of my focus went. And so, going to the gym, running, biking, swimming, that kind of all went away. And so I'm super thankful that he's completely healthy now. He's made, he's just a normal 7-year-old now. It's hard to believe that 7 years have gone by. But we were extremely lucky. But when that happens to you, you want to be there with him every minute, and you don't want to miss anything. And so that's where all my focus went. And my wife was 7 months pregnant when I did my first half Ironman, and I remember, I wasn't prepared for it, but I was out there doing it, and I was on the run, and 7 or 8 miles into the run of a really long day, and I just remember talking to him and just had this connection with this race with him. And so when it got to the point where he was doing fine, and 6 months had gone by, I remember going back to the gym and hopped on the treadmill and started it up, cranked it up, and I don't even think I lasted 5 minutes, and I hopped off, and I was crunched over, my side hurt, I was breathing like I just hurt after 5 minutes of being on the treadmill. And I used to run for an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time, and all I could think about was just how far I'd fallen. And so I was to the point where 30 pounds had crept on over the next 4 to 5 years, and I'm grateful that it was only 30 pounds. you know, like it should have been much worse, and thankfully I have good metabolism. But I needed that back again. It was time. And the thought of swimming, biking, and running, like it was still in my head, like I can't go back to that. And so lifting weights was not any of that. And so that was my end. And so that's how it started. It's like, I'm lifting weights. It's not me running. It's not me biking or swimming. And I'm gonna do it. And I did it. And 90 days later, I was stronger than I'd ever been in my entire life. And from there, it was just the next thing. And from there, I went and did Insanity. And then after that, it was Asylum. And I lost 30 pounds. You know, I was back fit again. And then it kind of hit me like, I should go back. You know, I still had my tri bike. I still had friends who, when I started triathlon, they had kept going. They had earned their Ironman finish, and I was a little jealous of that. There's nothing I want to change about it. It was just the path that I had to go on to get there. And so the time came where it's like, I want to see what I can do again. And so one of the sprint triathlons I had done before was coming up. It was like a month and a half away, and I signed up for it. And I hadn't swam, I hadn't biked. The only thing I'd done is like cardio, plyometrics, stuff like that. And so I told my wife, I was like, I have to go to the pool a couple times, make sure I don't drown. And I think I swam for like 2 to 3 weeks, a couple times a week. And I got comfortable enough I could get to the swim. And I hopped on the bike, I biked a few times, and showed up on race day. And it was just like, I'm just gonna get through this. And the passion, like it was back. I was so ready. And I got out there, and that was a really cool day, because now, you know, I didn't just have my son there cheering me on in person. We had a little girl now too. And I posted a personal record by like 10 minutes. It was like, holy shit, this stuff works. You know, like it just transitions to your fitness overall. And I'm still amazed that happened. And so then it was kind of like, cool. I had that moment where I thought I could never get back to here. And it's like, I'm back here now. And I was ready to go again. TD Nation, to me is, you know, I think it's a collective of people that have these goals and that have dreams that they don't really get support in their everyday life for to help them get through. And even though a lot of it's focused around Beachbody workouts, it's so much more than that. It's just the everyday support and the family aspect of it. And we all have some kind of demon we're trying to like overcome. And it for me, you know, it's wanting to finish an Ironman and do good at triathlon. I'm thankful that I'm now healthier than I've ever been. And you know, like I hadn't never eaten a salad until I was like 26 years old. And now like I eat so much healthier than I ever have in my life. And it's just really cool to see all of these people trying to change their life and to do things that they don't believe they can do. And it's crazy that a lot of times the people that love us the most are sometimes the people that hold us back the most and kind of instill that you can't do that. And so TD Nation is filled with a group of people that aren't going to be telling you you can't do something. Like, granted, you may have a longer journey than the next person in the group, but if you stick with it and you check in every day and you really put yourself out there a little bit and get to know everyone, this family is like just, everybody has open arms and so supportive. And it's just crazy to see how it's grown. So if you're thinking about joining or you just joined up, if you're thinking about it, I mean, it's free. It's free support. You know, yeah, a lot of us are doing Beachbody programs, but you can come in, you don't have to do what the next person is doing. You can do what you're capable of. But I think what you'll get out of it is you'll get inspiration. You'll get like tips on what people that are similar to you are doing and what's worked for them and what's not worked for them. And what I learned early on is like weight loss and fitness, it's confusing and people don't have any idea where to start. And you know, people get caught up in pills and all these things, that advice that's thrown at them, and they don't know how to weed through it and where to go with it. And I think we've done a really good job of like making nutrition easy. And you know, we recommend Beachbody workouts because look, you have a celebrity trainer showing you how to work out, what moves to do, you know, what to do each and every day. And I think it just makes that aspect easy, because I used to work out in the gym, and you know, there's times that I get in there and people want to talk to you and do this and that, and sometimes I'm like looking and I'm like, I'm not sure how to use that piece of equipment correctly, and you know, the videos show you how to do all that, and it's just easy. It's just made easy. And I think when you put the whole thing together and the orientation site walks you through the process, it shows you about the Facebook group, what it's all about, how it all works. Then you get some nutrition guidelines, and then you know, if you're ready to get into some supplement information, you can watch that video as well. If you're in the group, use the group. It's that easy. Like, don't get in there and not get involved. I mean, I guarantee you, if you get in there and you tell people a little bit about yourself and put yourself out there, you're gonna have 50 new friends in hours. I mean, it's just crazy. We're so excited, and it does. You know, we used to be lucky to have 100 people in a group, and now we have 1,600, and it's just mind-blowing as to how supportive everybody is, and we're just happy to have new faces, and we want to, you know, helping the new people succeed is what keeps us going each and every day. You know, it's just like, oh, new person, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna, you know, make their goal, help them figure it out and crush it, and then we eat it up. I don't want to think about where I'd be if I didn't get involved with this. Yeah, I wouldn't be as happy, that's for sure.